Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call to order March 25th PZBA regular meeting at 7 o'clock. Roll call, please, Jen.
Chairman Kempa.
Here.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Here.
Commissioner Patel is absent by prior notice. Commissioner Sayward. Here. Commissioner Simmons. Here. Commissioner Mashevsky.
Here.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Perfect. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item is to approve the minutes from the February 25th PZBA regular meeting. Are there any corrections that need to be noted? If there are none, can I please have a motion to approve the February 25th PZBA regular meeting minutes as presented at 7:02?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right. Okay, we got two cases today. First case is PZBA case number 26-02SU, special use permit for a restaurant in B1 Retail District. Applicant is Zyra Cafe at 6 North Elmhurst Road, Unit D. And the applicant is seeking to open a sit-down restaurant coffee shop in the former Pizza Pavia location. Pizza Pavia moved to another unit within the shopping center, retaining their existing special use PZBA, special use permit PZBA case number 22-06. Can I please have a motion to open case number 26-02SU at 7:03?
I'll make the motion. I'll second
Roll call, please.
Commissioner DeGraff.
it. Aye.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashevsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. Director Peterson, if you could give us a quick summary of this project, please.
Yes, thank you. The applicants were brought to the City Hall by the shopping center owner, Mr. Rafidia, back in early winter of '25. And we had some discussions about the possibility of opening up a coffee shop and restaurant in that location as Mr. Rafidia was planning to move Pizza Pavia into the other end of the mall. At that time, it took a while for them to get their application in order and whatever with Mr. Rafidia and get everything in. So they are here. The plans that have been discussed with us is to make no interior changes other than build out for whatever kitchen equipment they may need and some cosmetic and stuff. However, we did not receive a floor plan or changes to that effect. They did meet all the notification requirements of the application, and they're here to present their case. They are required to get another special use permit because every sit-down restaurant's required, and as Pizza Pavia retained their original one, it meant that the folks had to come here and apply for a new special use. If you can remember to the original case, parking at the shopping center is pretty tight. But with the consolidation from 6 units down to 3 and the existing shared parking, we believe there's adequate parking to accommodate this use, the pizza use and the salon, as the salon is closed by the time these two operations, mainly evening operations, will be happening. So, and that parking agreement with the city was, and the shopping center owner was ratified shortly after they got their ordinance for approval back in 2022. So the applicants are here today to state their case and what their plans are for the restaurant.
So I could swear in the applicant now. If you're going to be speaking, I need to swear everybody in. Can you stand up and raise your right hand? Do you swear that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. So if you could, when you come up, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Zahid Iqbal, एड्रेस कैसे आप 284 Belgrade Drive, Bolingbrook.
That was the address on the, so everybody can hear it. It is 284 Berkeley Drive, Bolingbrook, Illinois,
Yes.
60040. That's the applicant's address.
Okay.
Application.
Okay, so could you talk about your project and what you're here for?
Are we going to open the?
You want me to explain?
Oh, no, this is just the
Menu.
So,
Yeah,
if he's going to speak, he needs to be sworn in as well.
The project's basically about like a coffee shop.
okay, so we need order here. So if you're going to speak, I need to swear. So everybody that wants to speak in the case, they need to be sworn in. I can swear in everybody at the same time, and then when you come up to speak, state your name and address for the record. So let's try again. For those that want to speak on the case, raise your right hand. Do you swear that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Whichever one wants to go first, please.
So the address is 284 Berkeley Drive, Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Can I have your name for the record, please?
I'm sorry, my name is Moeed Mohammed,
Could you spell Mohammed for the record?
Muhammad.
Thank you.
Okay. And the address is 284 Berkeley Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois. The idea is to basically open up a cafe, Zaira Cafe. So we like the location, we like the kitchen that is already built in. And we are just making some cosmetic changes, nothing major, and that's how we want to start our cafe.
Do you currently have a lease on this property, or
Yes, yes, we did.
is there?
We had a copy of the lease in the file, we just don't make photocopies of that.
Okay.
But yes, we do, we were presented with the lease.
Okay. And do you have a plan of the interior of the restaurant?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We are basically going to mimic this, but mostly we are planning to have some decorations around the walls.
Do you have anything on paper that we could see?
Do we have anything?
No, try.
I can email that if that is acceptable. I don't have anything right now.
Okay.
We
We do have a sample one, which is online, which is Shibam Cafe in Glendale Heights.
Okay. We did not get a formal floor plan with this. It was discussed, they had an example of one, however, we don't make copies go online and make copies for the applicant. So right now, that we don't have a seating count per se, because I don't know if they're going to use spaces that were vacated by the gaming, by the previous tenant. I don't know how much of the upstairs. We still don't have a full seating plan of how they're planning to use it at this time.
Isn't that how is the parking formula? How does the parking formula calculate the number of parking spots required for a space?
We did a very extensive breakdown of that space by the use within, that's one methodology we can use. Otherwise, we can use just a general gross floor area per square foot, and then a restaurant use, it's 10 parking spaces per 1,000 square feet. So I believe that's about 2,700 square feet, so we'd be looking at about 20 parking spaces, roughly, and almost 30. But because of the shared parking agreement with the other tenants there and the shared parking agreement with the city, we calculate, and the loss of 2 of the other businesses, we calculate that there's only going to be about, using a gross square footage method, about a net increase of only 6 spaces when we do the additions and subtractions of the other users within the mall.
So there is no other reason why we would need to look at, assuming that the use stays the same as existing, is there any reason that we would need to see the plans?
We'll need to see the plans definitely for building permits, for build-out and interior decoration. We need to make sure we have fire egress, proper spacing, proper lighting, and that. Usually, we also ask about, for these floor plans, in case there is questions related to the interior use of space. Also, this is a great opportunity for the applicants to promote their businesses and get it out in front of, and what can the public expect to see. So is it a hard, necessary item to have? No, I think it's just very, very helpful for public information.
So I have just one last question to the applicant. What is the restaurant going to serve, and is...
Our primary goal is Yemeni coffee, and then with that, desserts and some snacks.
It's a big space for coffee.
Espresso drinks. We have some refresher pastries. For the food, we have the club sandwich and salad and chicken burger and chicken wings.
Are you planning on keeping the gaming downstairs?
No.
No gaming at all?
Can you state for the record, the reason that is you're not proposing to serve alcohol, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, and you cannot get a gaming license without a liquor license, so therefore, and those 2 applications would be outside of this, but it's a good question to ask to know what the restaurant will be offering.
Any other questions from the commissioners to the applicant?
Looking at your Shabam restaurant in Glendale Heights, looks very clean, very new, very professional, and if it's anything like that, it looks really well.
Well, that's what we are planning to do.
So there wasn't really any information about your track record or your business profile included. Typically we get information on how much experience you've had in the past, and can you kind of give us a little bit of a profile of what you've done in the past and how long and how successful? And
Yeah, Mr. Zahid has been...
I have 30-year experience.
He started his restaurant business 30 years ago, mid-90s, and he has restaurant in Chicago, actually 2 restaurants in Chicago.
And Chicago, other one also Chicago, 47th Street.
Could you state the names of the 2 restaurants you have,
West
please?
Sub, West Sub,
Best Sub?
Maggie Garrow.
Where is that place? Best Sub?
West Sub, 3156 West Chicago Avenue.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Any other questions? Right, well, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
I can close it. I have questions to the Director Peterson, but any other comments or? No? All right, thank you for your presentation. I'm going to close the public hearing. Can I please have a motion to close the public hearing for case number 26-02 SU at 7:15.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashewski.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. So the only question that I have for Director Peterson is really with the parking space. I mean, if we already, this space kind of already has a variation that we've approved 3 years ago or so, 4 years ago. So as long as having two sit-down restaurants in the same complex doesn't negatively affect the amount of parking spaces required, and then I'm good.
Based on the gross square footage calculations by the two restaurants and the small salon, like I said, we have a net increase from what was originally there, but we believe that with the shared parking agreement, the existing variations, and that there shouldn't be an issue with parking. Additionally, Mr. Rafidia, the owner of the mall, has a verbal agreement with the owners of the little strip center on the other side of them to use the rear parking after hours. So I don't believe we will have an issue with parking.
Okay. Because if I remember correctly, one of the provisions for Pizza Pavia was that there was a lot of carry-out business, which wouldn't require, that much parking for sit-in customers.
Correct, and with the current reconfiguration of Pizza Pavia, they're even more strongly going to be carry-out.
Okay.
I would like to see a floor plan, but I know that the building department will thoroughly go through the floor plan when permits are issued.
Yes, so I was going to put that as a condition, but I guess you have to
Well-
receive it prior to moving forward.
What I would strongly suggest to the commissioners is that prior to this going to the ZBA, that we ask the applicants to provide a floor plan, provide some pictures of their existing Shaban restaurant, supply some information so that the aldermen, when looking at this, can see how just the verbal text relates to a visual of what the restaurant will offer. I think that would be the best approach. So to do that,
Do you want that at some time frame, 2 weeks prior
Well,
to?
let me pull up, the next city council meeting is Monday, April 13th. It's 13th, yeah. And then I would need that about a week from today, because I have to write up the ordinance, and so any supporting documentation that the commissioner would like us to have, and we should be very specific to the applicant, and I can fill in as well.
A week from today is April Fool's. Can we make it the 2nd?
The issue that I have is I'm off on the 3rd, and I have to have the.
Okay, April
Well,
1st
April
it
3rd
is.
is my birthday,
Okay, April 1st it is.
yes.
Okay.
It can be close of business, I just need to have time to prep and have the agenda packet for the council ready for delivery first part of the following week.
So just the applicant knows what we're talking about, so I'm going to put a condition on the approval that the plans of the space, of the interior space, as well as any supporting documents, pictures of the existing, anything that will help your case with the city council be presented to Director Peterson by April 1st.
Include maybe menus, if you've got concept signage, anything that would help so they can visualize what they're approving.
Okay. We have some pictures now. If you want to see, we can show you, but if you buy.
The issue is we need to have them
They're done.
prior to the meeting so everybody can be shared, and we need to get those I'd like to say all have city laptops and stuff. We're not there. We still need to have them in paper format.
Okay.
All right?
Chairman, I think that, in my opinion, that should have been put together for this application. I think that, in their letter, they talked about, having proper egress and ingress, and that they're going to be using the space efficiently and with public safety concerns in mind. And, I think verbally, that's all good, but we have nothing to show for that. And I think it's our responsibility to review those before they go to council. So I would be more prone to continuing the case until we get a complete application that would have the floor plan, that would have signage if you want that to be part of it, if we should expand on the business plan so that we know that we can count on them to be able to have a successful business in this location. So I think I think the concept is great. I think that maybe showing some of the traffic patterns is something else if that's something else that you would need, Director Peterson.
I think because this is a new concept restaurant for the city, I've heard some very positive things related to their other business, but I don't know, we did not get any projected usage numbers. We don't have what they're projected, what they're seeing as a business plan for revenue, what they are looking for potential traffic in the area. And again, those types of things would help with the decision-making process. And then your other shop in Chicago, how many square feet is that, sir? Or any one of you who could ever answer
I
that.
don't know how many square feet, but I think the big place maybe 3,500 square foot.
So not a little bit bigger than what this is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does so you mentioned also the shared parking agreement. Does it have any impact on that agreement that this business is going to be open from 7 a.m. till midnight? Is there any kind of constraints on that parking agreement? I know that it was a narrower time frame.
The only condition in the agreement is in terms of weather, because the city used to plow that mall, but we don't anymore. That's the shop owner. So it's just, if the shop owner's asking customers to move to the city hall side, then the customers have to be ready to move the cars back when city hall. It's just a logistics issue. But I don't really see that's being open till midnight. The liquor license for Pizza Pavia was a midnight license.
But they weren't open at like 7 in the morning, obviously.
No.
We don't need a liquor license.
No, understood.
I think it's our responsibility to have a complete application.
I want to be fair to the applicant. Was applicant aware of these requirements?
Yes.
Yes. Then in that case, it's a very valid point. I would need a motion from one of the commissioners to continue the case, and then we can vote on it.
But I would, yeah, and we will put a specific list for them with the documents that
Yes.
we need.
And they'll get that from you? Okay.
And I'll need specifically some other things you may be looking, if there's anything else you're looking for other than the basics.
Well,
Plan, venue, everything that
I'm not sure there's a packet that the applicant, so usually when we get these cases, all of those things are provided.
And-
So basically, it's like a sales pitch almost. The applicant tries to sell the restaurant, and we want to approve a restaurant that's good for the city. So that's the reason why we evaluate that in the name of the good of the city, right? So.
Correct. The application before you is the bare minimum that we require.
Okay. So we could come up with the list, or we could
Well,
just go by the.
We talked in our pre-application meeting about a floor plan, about the menu, the types of food, hours of operation, Any, you know, are you planning any decorations? Have you, to take some time, put a floor plan together, how you're planning to use the space? I know some of the equipment was taken out and taken because you don't need the pizza ovens, you don't need some of the others. But, you know, there's an area, part of where the bar was that has been changed. Is that, you know, how are you going to use the space? Was, you know,
Also, I just thought about it, since the hours of operation are 7 a.m. till midnight, how is the patio going to be used outside? Is it going to be open till midnight as well? You know, things like that would be very helpful in positive approval of the case.
More information, better.
Good point. Can I,
I'll make a motion that we continue this case.
I'll second.
all right, roll call, please. The motion was at 7:26. Motion to continue. Roll call, please.
Chairman Kiefer.
Aye.
Chairman DeGraff.
Aye.
Chairman I'm sorry, Commissioner Kiefer, Commissioner DeGraff, Commissioner Mashewski, Commissioner Sayward,
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons,
Aye.
and Chairman Kempa.
Aye. Okay, so,
Is there a good time tomorrow afternoon that I can give you guys a call? Or you can call me, Moed,
Yeah, around 1 o'clock.
1 PM? Yes. And do me a favor, can you, you've got my email, correct?
Yes.
Please resend me your phone number because you're not on the application, correct?
I believe so, correct.
Yeah, because the number, just so we don't have to say it out loud, can you do me a favor, just write the phone number next to that number? Based on the criteria. We should get, we'll transfer it over. We should. We'll transfer it over.
Absolutely,
Right?
yes.
So I feel bad for them, but it's kind of like,
But I think Dan has been asking for forklifts and he just hasn't got.
great, thank you very much. Yep, I had the email, now I got the phone number. Thank you very much.
Condition.
thank you.
Yep. I'm sorry? No, there's not another meeting for a few weeks yet. I'll give you that information tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next case is a ZBA case number 26-04V. It's a variation to allow a 531 square foot accessory structure, open air pool house and storage shed at 1120 North Drury Lane in Prospect Heights. Can I please have a motion to open case number 26-04V at 7:29?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashewski.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. All right, so the applicant is ready to go. I can swear you in, and I'm going to ask, actually, you can present the case first if you know it. Do you swear that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Very quickly, Mr. Berlini and his family consolidated the 1118 and 1120.
and 28.
Oh, 1120 and 1128. Were consolidated back 2019, I believe, and they had a subdivision before this body then. They built their house in 2020, permit for approval, and they had a 40,000, a little over 40,000 square foot combined lot now, so it's one of the largest lots in town. They did build a house that met almost the full 20% of the lot coverage at that, for the primary structure. The request today is to build a roughly a 531 square foot accessory structure. And under the accessory structures section of the code, because he's got a lot over 20,000 square feet, he's entitled to one additional 200 square foot accessory structure for every 10,000 over the minimum of 20. So theoretically, he could have 3 200 square foot sheds on this property and be fully compliant. So the basis of the request is to consolidate those, that square footage size, and put it into as a single structure.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add to what?
No, I'm here to answer any questions
Okay.
you guys might have. We've been working on this for a couple years, almost 2 years. We finally turned the stuff in.
Okay. So I have a basic question to Director Peterson. If a 720 square foot garage is allowed, why can't this be called a garage?
Well,
Because it doesn't have cars in it.
doesn't have cars,
Neither does a man cave.
he's not proposing to run a driveway from the driveway all the way back to that position. And when we have a garage, that requires a driveway, because under the code, you can't just drive over grass with a car.
Okay.
For the record, I do not want a garage.
Okay. So we've approved a very similar case on North Parkway or South Parkway, one of the parkways, where the owners decided, okay, yeah, the South Parkway, the owners decided not to add a garage and instead built a 400, if I'm not mistaken, pergola. So this is a very similar case. The only thing that just to a naked eye, it seems like the building might not, I mean, I don't even know where you could add in this lot a 720 square foot garage and 3 200 square foot sheds and an 80 square foot shed. It seems like the coverage is much more than it.
It's the coverage of their lot coverage and the design of their house really restricts access to the rear yard. Okay, plus, if we remember correctly, there were some overland drainage considerations that had to be accounted for when they consolidated the lots. There used to be a drainage swale that ran pretty much between the two lots. And with the addition of the house covering that center part, if you look at the Exhibit 8 that's going to replace Exhibit 4, on page C3, there's a red ballooned or clouded note. That dashed line that it's talking about is an existing drain pipe that goes from the neighbor's house to the west, ties into the drainage line that runs north and south in the rear of his yard, and then the water that is collected from the neighboring properties is transported down around the south and into the Drury Lane right-of-way drainage ditch. That was to account for the overland flow that naturally flowed west to east from the neighbors behind them. So besides the fact that there's a lot of, it's hard to get around, the drainage patterns would almost prohibit any additional
Also, yeah.
accessory structures. And when I looked at the numbers, yeah, could he do those based on his lot size, get multiple accessory structures for that level? Doesn't meet a garage definition, so it's just basically, can he have one accessory combined structure over the 200 square feet? Which we've been talking about, as we do our revisions to the zoning code, giving a little more discretion to the director on those interpretations.
We've talked about it on the last case, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's just, I don't have the authority to grant it. That's why we were here.
And just to clarify, he's within the, so accessory buildings and the primary structure, you have to be within the 25% lot coverage, and he's well within that, correct?
He could theoretically, if you just did straight math, get 2,000 square feet of accessory structures.
Okay,
But when you go down to our requirements for specific types of structures, he'd have been limited to just a little over, right around 1,350 under the code. With this request, this is the bare minimum of a variation request that could be sought and still address his needs as presented.
So would,
Okay.
if they were putting, or if they put a, does a pool count as?
No, that's one of the structures in our lot coverage, except if we look at section 5-3-4, it's the same area where we have the chicken coop information. There are a number of types of structures that are accessory structures, but do not count for the lot area coverage. And an in-ground swimming pool does not present a barrier, so therefore water can technically flow over or around.
Or in?
Or in.
Or in.
So it theoretically doesn't impact the drainage.
And there are no setback areas that are being, he's complying with the rear setback, rear yard, the side yard, so there's no variations that we have to consider for any setbacks or lot coverage.
That is correct.
I definitely, I'm really, really concerned about the water flow. I mean, all the downspouts are connected to that drain. And I know as far as when I went there for the sewer inspection, I saw them putting in the perforated drain tile and all that, and they were doing an exceptional job. I can't fault you guys. You did a great job. Have you had any water issues?
It actually drains really, really well. Seeing that we're collecting from a large area back there, it fills up, and there's been times where, you know, maybe a third of the back, because the way it's designed is we have our own swale there.
Right.
It fills up. As soon as it stops raining, it disappears pretty quick. Same with
Now, is there any water standing in the front?
No. I mean, not for longer than an hour. We'll have it. The whole block, you know, has
Right.
it, but it drains really, really well.
I've got a question. Is there a floor plan for the cabana slash pump room slash bathroom slash shower?
Pretty rough. I don't think it was included in this. I can give you a kind of a rundown of what it looks like.
Can you please? So what I envision is half of it's open space for shade,
Yes.
right? And then I'm worried about the noise coming from like a bar type party. So is there any sound barrier towards the neighbors in the back?
On the north side and the west side is solid wall. Everything facing the house is open.
So, hey Nick?
Yes.
Let me see if I can get this.
Did I send it to you? Yeah.
So what you're testifying to, just, we kind of need you at the microphone so they can pick this up.
So the whole thing to the north is all the equipment and a bathroom across the whole back. That's about 200 square feet. So that technically, if, you know, we had to, we could still make that happen as the shed requirement. And then everything in front of it is an open seating area with just pillars. The west side is the most closed off because it has two walls and a corner and there's a door to it, but everything else is open around the out.
So the open side is basically the east and southeast that face towards the existing pool deck.
Exactly.
I mean, there's plenty of coverage, plenty of trees between you and your neighbor, including your fence. So it looks pretty tight. I wonder why you're putting so much stuff in a little bag. There's a saying for that, but we haven't heard from your neighbors.
They called me. I talk to my neighbors regularly, so they knew everything that was going on before.
Because you'd be the first one to complain.
Yeah, no, they all were happy about it. I talked to my immediate neighbors, not to the west, but to the north, and explained what I was doing. They were happy. To the south, talked to Rich, explained what I was doing there, and I actually got a couple phone calls just in the past couple of days when the mail went out, you know, hey, do you want us to come and support you? And I said, I don't think it's necessary, but I really appreciate it.
We usually hear the naysayers. The good guys don't come out.
No. They offered to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Just for the record, as far as there was a mailing done?
Oh, yes.
Yes, there was a mailing, and we have received all of the white receipts.
Okay.
Oh my God, I was looking everywhere for those, and
Who's got green ones?
I was waiting for it to come up. I thought they were supposed to come back to me, and I was gonna have to tell you guys that I don't have any of them.
No, you're supposed to have the green receipts that were returned to you.
Nothing's come in the mail.
Okay, well,
I
see,
went-
this proves you sent it out.
Okay.
We can't control who receives them.
Well, I got phone calls, so I know some of the people received it.
Can you talk about lighting, or how you're going to light the area, and if the lighting would impact any of your neighbors?
All the lighting should be facing inward towards the property, and that's kind of the idea of the design that we did, is we wanted everything to kind of face and become a little bit more private and block ourselves in. It'll have just our normal house lighting. We're gonna try to match all our gas lanterns and no big spots or anything. I don't want the kids swimming at night anyways.
So the ZBA members can know we do have very strict anti-glare, and we do have a photometric standard, but based on the testimony, it doesn't appear that would be an issue.
Okay. Is that something that'll be when we do the permit? We'll have to have that all spec'd out.
I'm waiting for the kids to want to play water polo basketball at midnight.
Or the neighbor kids?
Yeah, there'll be no light towers on the record in the backyard.
The front looks really nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful lighting.
So this is existing?
Some of the piping is, if you go to plan sheet C, I believe C1,
I think it's warm.
shows the existing drainage system to accommodate the downspouts that come off the house on the rear side. Here you go, so this is where the pool area would be in here, the little shed area up here, and
Wait, what's the difference between Exhibit 8 and Exhibit 4?
The Exhibit 4 did not reference the drainage pipe coming to the properties from the west.
It didn't show the connection from the old.
So there's a,
I get it, because this was this is where the two properties come together. Okay,
that
got
was
it.
where the swale that went between the
Got
two
it.
lots.
But that's been already approved, that's...
All
it's
that
done and
work's
done.
done. I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure, because the statement in the applicants was there would be no impacts to the neighbors. And one of the issues is even though the pool is not part of this application, knowing that it's going to be there and we need to account for drainage, we need to account for the neighbors' drainage, I asked that the applicant submit a revised civil plan that showed that they got that device in there and it's already been addressed, the overlap flowage. And he did submit that earlier this week, so.
Just in time.
So who's responsible for making sure that the draft works? So, okay, the applicant could put in, you know, I don't know how many, so because you mentioned 531 is the maximum, I'm kind of confused about all of this stuff. So the 531 is because of lot coverage?
So the size of the accessory structure is dictated by two parts. The R1 district FAR, or, excuse me, not FAR, the lot coverage of 56-1, the single-family district. That dictates how big of structures can be on the property between the primary structure and the accessory structures. Secondarily, the number of structures are dictated by 53-8, and then that spells out if you have more than 20,000, but then it also limits, regardless of the size, you're only allowed to have 3 accessory structures, period. So those are there. Then what we look at is, because of the existing stormwater drainage requirements that were part of the original building permit, when they come for building permit for the pool, we will double check that these structures are still, don't get damaged, they still are accommodating and still are meeting the requirements that they were built under to begin with. So there's multi-approvals
Okay,
on
but
this.
for this body,
All we're concerned about is the shed, and then the structure, does it meet the standards of size? He's requesting a granting of a variation for number to reduce from 3 to 1. And he meets the square footage, so square footage isn't the question, it's just, instead of having 3 200s, he wants 1 530.
and not have a 720.
Correct.
Okay. So really, the drainage doesn't really come into play for this application, right?
But because it was an application for a pool structure, we know the next part of it is, and we know that this area, so it was to be
But
talked about.
but that's on the city to make sure that it works.
Correct, but also too that he's showing that he knows what's there and knows that what has to be protected as well. Because as the end use, it's his end use.
Okay.
Do we need to put in that if they sell down the road, that the next the next owner would come in and say, hey, I want a detached garage?
I would think that there would be no place to put a detached garage on the property.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you could fit it.
This variation, like all other variations, get recorded at the recorder's office. So it will be that they've received that. If they were to come in and apply for a detached garage, they would have been limited to under 530. It would be big, but it would be almost impossible without taking down the existing structure and taking out the pool to make it work because of the grading and drainage on the south end of the lot.
But I think you're right. I think we should put a condition that there would be no additional accessory structures. Because theoretically, you could have a 70 square foot accessory structure because you're under the 600, you're at 530. So you have 70 square feet left. You could put a 70 square foot structure for your hanging your wet towels or whatever. So I would just say we should just say no accessory structures in addition to this one.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you guys very much.
Can I please have a motion to close, case number 26-04V at 7:49?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashewski.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. Any other discussion from the commissioners required? None. Can I please have a motion to?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry. So I would feel comfortable if we would put a condition about the lighting, just because it's so close to the property lines, and in the future, they may decide to put in some kind of spotlights or whatever. So I would just like to say that any lighting has to be directed towards the residents and not whatever, how we worded it before.
How does that,
But you could state something to the fact that if there's additional lighting on the structure or to support the pool, should be placed in a way that it reflects onto the pool towards the house.
Towards the house, not towards the neighbor's property, or there isn't a
That would be,
spillover.
that would be the simplest way, even though the applicant did testify he was not gonna put light standards, conditions change. I think a condition stating that any lighting there would need to be directed towards the house. You know, in a location, for example,
so, and the lighting is also goes, I mean, there's standards for that, so
Well,
when the permits get issued.
the hard part is a lot of house lighting people don't always get permits. And then we go out there, and with the advent of LED lighting, you're not gonna get a traditional foot candle, light
Yes, interior.
encroachment
Yeah.
over property lines. The light just doesn't register on the ground. What you do get is an intense glare. And we've had a lot of complaints over the years about basketball courts, kids out in the backyard, in pickleball courts or whatever is out there.
What we allowed on the Willow property, the mansion on Willow, the 30-story, which now got put down to 30, did we ever go over that lighting? Was that even an issue back then?
It was discussed that it cannot be such that it'd have the light overflow or a glare potential, or glare on there. If there is, we haven't received the complaints about it, and we're not usually here.
Because it looks like Auschwitz. I mean, the bulb hangs down below the soffit, and it bothers every neighbor around. But they haven't complained.
That's just it, and that type of stuff. We did look at the lighting standards, their building plans had down lighting, they did have other things on there, and at the time of final inspections, met the compliance standards.
I just want to make sure that any objection or additional work we require him, we're
Consistent.
across the board, consistent.
And we've done lighting condition standards and, to other properties, we look at it, we talk to people with standards, that want to put the big, Ys or ring spotlights, motion sensor spotlights. And those things are very bright, and we've had to go ask people to put shields around them and that, but most of that stuff is put on without permits. Most of the stuff that are done with permits is not who we have issues with.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so before I ask for the motion, FYI to the commissioner, I'm going to ask for 2 conditions. The first one is that no other accessory structure be added to the property, and the second one, that any lighting associated with this variation, that the lighting be directed towards the interior of the lot. All right. Anything else from the commissioners? All right, in that case, can I please have a motion to add to the public record testimony presented this evening and remove Exhibit 4 and add Exhibit 8?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
That motion was at 7:54. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Mashewski. Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. Now I would like a motion to recommend to the city council approval of case number 26-04V with the case 24-04V, which is a variation to allow a 531 square foot accessory structure be built on the property at 1120 North Drury Lane in Prospect Heights with the following conditions: that no other accessory structure is added to this property, and that any lighting associated with this variation be directed towards the interior of the lot.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion at 7:55. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashewski.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
And Chairman Kempa.
Aye.
April 13th, 6:30 PM here for City Council.
Can we waive the second read?
Send me an email requesting a waiver of first reading so you can get your contractors ready so you can be swimming by the 4th of July. I'm helping you here, Nick. Tell Gene I'm working for you. No, just send me an email that because of a unanimous recommendation, we'd like to seek a waiver of first reading.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, what are we at? Any updates?
The city council had their first reading of the special use recommendation this past Monday night. There was a lot of discussion. It will be up again on April 13th for second reading.
Is that the 69 unit property?
Yes, that's a 69 unit at 1001 Oak Avenue, the Mirror Park, Mirror Point project. So that's that. We've just been busy. We are probably going to have, we will have a meeting in April with the continuation of this, and we may have Michael Blue from Tesca give us an update on the zoning code rewrite at that time.
When?
April 22nd. And we're early this year because of there's the 5 weeks in April.
Okay.
I have a question on that property on Rand Road by the, was Speedway.
Yes.
What's the situation with that?
I've had a couple phone calls from them asking for contact information to try and get a hold of the gas station people. They've also done some cleanup on the property, couldn't use some more. We will be following up on that. As it is a properly graded, there's no requirement for the safety fencing, that's why there's not an open excavation. We will be monitoring that as well. When I did speak to the owner back in January, she was still not sure what she wanted to do.
Is there any time limit on, there's no,
We've got some properties that have been vacant since they were first subdivided 30 years ago.
Was that continued? Or
No, it was
just denied?
withdrawn.
It was withdrawn.
Withdrawn, okay.
Other than that,
economic interest is due?
oh, yes, thank you. Make sure you fill out your Cook County forms online, and if you miss it, they will fine you right away. They don't wait around.
There's no other comments. Can I have a motion to adjourn at 7:59?
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.